Closing comments, Mike.
Thank you. Well, the words that I want to mention tonight in closing would be unity for all of Taylor, accountability, listen. Let's listen to what needs to be done. Let's find the mechanism for doing that, and let's work on our strengths. I do want to say, if you choose to elect me as your councilman, the first thing that I would want to do is acclimate myself to the existing council and absorb all the issues that are already in progress. I believe working with the existing council would be good for today and tomorrow, as well as our children's future. And that's, I think, what we're all here about, is our children's future and keeping Taylor strong and growing. But I do want to continue to draw as much input from the community and glean serious money matters from the stakeholders. And that's whether it's the mature couple, the single mom, the young couple with or without children. I want to hear from those individuals. I can say for 30 years, exercising fairness and good decision-making is not anything new to me. I still want to continue to work on the better attractiveness of Taylor. Perception is everything. And let's not forget our traditions, our past history along the way. We cannot forget what our traditions and history are. But let's be proactive in going forward. And remember, you are the biggest assets of Taylor. What my dream is for Taylor is for more people to wish that they worked, educated, played, and worshiped here. And I do believe Taylor is at the crossroads of Central Texas. I do believe that. Thank you.
You know, when I first filed my candidacy more than 2 months ago, the question that was posed to me early on is, why are you running? Why do you want to do this? And of course, I would go into my concern for the community, my vision for the future, and touch on my platform points. But over the course of the campaign, that question is still being posed to me, but in a slightly different way. It's, why are you running? Don't you know that there's already groups who've already decided who the next councilman is going to be? This is supposed to be a coronation, not an election. I don't go in for conspiracy theories, and that's not what I'm about. So I don't know if there's anything to that. But it disturbs me that that's a prevailing sentiment among the community. What I do know is that Taylor does not need a councilman who represents the special interests of the small minority. What Taylor does need is a council member who stands for the best interests of all of Taylor. I would be that councilman, and I welcome your support and your vote in the upcoming election. Thank you.
Roughly 4 years ago, I drove to Taylor for the first time to look in the community, and I was struck by the signage outside the middle school. The billboard said self-reliance. That self-reliance is part of your obligation to your city council to speak your voice, put the appropriate individual in place to represent your interests, the interests of the community. My self-reliance is stepping up and making myself available to hear you. I would love to serve you, serve the public good here, and I appreciate you all coming out.
Well, thank you for being here tonight and sharing time with us. I think if you listen to us, we all have common goals. We all want what's best for Taylor. I think we can all do the job. But I ask you to ask yourself as you step into the ballot box, do not cast your vote based on a legacy in Taylor, or who you go to church with, or club you belong to. Your job is to select a candidate that can most effectively help lead Taylor in the future. Your job is to select a candidate that is qualified, that has proven themselves through prior service to the community, that has the skill sets to work with all of the folks that were mentioned tonight. I met with some folks today who had a book they wanted us to read that said break the status quo. I believe Taylor is in a position now where we need to break the status quo. We have done things the way we have done things, and where has it gotten us? I think we need to look forward. We certainly need to be positive. We need to be team players. We also need to be able to make tough decisions. I've stood in line at H-E-B and Walmart with parents all over me because their student didn't graduate. My ice cream was melted, my ice was melting, my hot food was getting cold. I've been in those positions where we had to make tough decisions. I was on the board when we had to cut teachers. That is not fun. But you have to make tough choices. Taylor needs to break the status quo. I respectfully ask for your vote on election day. Thank you.
You have an opportunity now to vote your conscience however you may vote, but you'll have a whole lot more information than a lot of people who go to the polls and vote. By the way, voting will be on May 14th, and most of you probably know that already. Early voting will begin on May the 2nd. And last but not least, of course, thanks to these four gentlemen who have taken the time to come to talk to each and every one of you about their thoughts for the future of the city of Taylor. We'll thank our wonderful Taylor Daily Press and all the other people involved, and most especially thank you, and we are dismissed for the evening.